We are going to solve a truss problem. The problem what we are discussing now is given in this slide. So we are supposed to calculate the nodal deflection, reaction forces, stress for the stress system shown below. Okay, E is Young's modulus of this material, 200 gigapascal. Area of cross section is 3250 mm square. The loading condition is given. So this is typically a bridge. Okay, so this is fixed end. Node 1 is fixed end. The seventh one will be moving along horizontal direction. X direction movement is allowed, whereas the vertical movement is not allowed. It's a roller support is given at 7. So the various loading condition is also given in the problem. Now let us see how to solve this problem. So this one, engineering mechanics principle we have to use, static equilibrium condition we have to use. So what is static equilibrium condition? Summation of forces must be 0 and moment with respect to any direction will be 0. So by using static equilibrium condition, you can find out reaction F1 and reaction F7. Okay, so the first case is reaction you can find out, but actually here no horizontal forces are acting in this case. Supposing if I am saying that some force is acting in this direction, in this case you have to resolve it along resolve it along X and resolve it along Y, and you have to do the calculations. Okay, here this force is not applied, therefore initial stage you can assume that some horizontal force like this, and say this won't be F1x. Let me say like this. If you equate it, summation of forces along X direction is equal to 0. If I put it, this value will become naturally 0. Okay, so that F1 and F7 I can calculate. So this is the first one. I am assuming that upward forces are positive. Summation of forces along Y direction is equal to 0. So by summing it up together, I can get the equation, one particular equation, force equation. The second equation is moment. By considering anti-clockwise rotation as positive, by seeing that I have taken moment with respect to point 1, with respect to this point. How can I take? So this moment about 1 for F1 and this will be 0. Therefore, it will not make any moment. Whereas here, this is making clockwise rotation. Clockwise rotation. 210 is the magnitude. The distance is 2 meter. From here to here, 2 meter. Therefore, from 1 to 3, it is 3.6 meter. 3.6 meter. Therefore, it is multiplied. Similarly, here 280 times this distance from 1 to 5. What is the distance? 7.2. 3.6 plus 3.6. So likewise, I can take moment. The reaction will also make a moment. So I am equating it to 0. I can find out the value of F7, and again by equating force equation, I could able to find out the another unknown F1. So this you might have studied in engineering mechanics. So reaction forces F1 and F7 we have calculated. Next one, by knowing F1 and F7, we are supposed to find out what is the force is acting on element 1. Okay, so in this case, the net upward force, F1 is acting upward direction, 513 is the magnitude. This is downward direction, 280 kilonewton. The net force will be upward. That will be the, I am representing by this arrow. So this value is 233 kilonewton. Supposing if I am finding out like this, I wanted to resolve it along the direction of link 1. This is link 1. Okay, so this will be the direction. So this is making 30 degree. If I extend this one, this line, if I extend, what would be the angle? This is supposed to be 30. That is what I have represented here. This will be the force perpendicular to link 1. So I wanted to find out the stress. My objective is to find out the stress, for which I am finding out, I am resolving this force, vertical force, along the direction of 1. Okay, so now this will be the horizontal direction, I mean magnitude horizontal. So therefore I can calculate FE1, this one is equal to difference between these two, means 233. This will be the value here, and cos of 30 will give you the magnitude 269. So this will be the force. Actually, this will be acting like this. You can say that this force will be normal to the cross section. Okay, so what is the effect of this force? It will be trying to compress element 1. So here compression is taking place, element 1, because of this force. So we have calculated this one. Again, the stress, if I want to find out the stress value on element 1, sigma E1 is referring to stress value, element 1. So force by cross section, force I have calculated 267, cross section area given in the problem 3250, I could able to get the value 82.8 megapascal. So stress value I can calculate for element 1. So likewise, you have to calculate for all the elements. You can find out which one will be the highest value. That is going to be the stress value. This one we are going to plot it by using ANSYS software. Next one, deflection. So what is the deflection? Let us see the simple case. As I said earlier, this is a link, the node 2 is common for link 1, link 3 and link 4. Okay, so as I said earlier, this is going to be a compression force. Internal force is compression force. Its magnitude is 269. We have calculated, right? Likewise, you can calculate this one. So I am assuming that this is like this. This is like this. Maybe the direction may be different later stage. You can find out the magnitude of force, this one and this one. You can do it analytically by focusing your attention only on this particular node. How to do that? So again, you have to use the same static principle. I can say that this is 2. This was this assume this is horizontal. This is supposed to be F4, and this is the another force. This is supposed to be F3. Again, I know the magnitude of this force. This is compression in nature. This is 269. By knowing the geometry, you know the angle in between this angle. You have to do that summation of forces along x direction is equal to 0. Summation of forces along y direction is equal to 0. By using this static equilibrium, you can find out the magnitude of F3 and F4. Understand? F4 and F3 and F4. Okay, so I am taking a one particular element. I am considering element 1 only. Here, I am interested in finding out the deflection. So the deflection formula is given by FL by AE. This is the very standard expression based on Young's modulus. E is equal to stress by strain, where stress is equal to P by A, strain is equal to change in dimension by original dimension. If you rewrite, you will be getting this delta. Delta will become PL by AE. PL is the force. Here I am referring F. Okay, so this is the expression for this particular element. So magnitude of the force is 269 kilonewton. So kilo I have represented by 3 zeros, and L1 is length of the element. This is equilateral triangle. Everything is equal in length. Therefore, it is 3.6 meter. I am writing in terms of mm. Okay, I am converting all dimension in mm. So this is mm, and the cross section area is mm given in the problem, and E value is also given here. It is gigapascal. I have written in terms of Newton per mm square. This value is Newton per mm square. Okay, so by doing this, I could able to find out the deflection. This is supposed to be 1.49 compression, because element 1 is in compression. Therefore, this value is 1.49. Now, so this is happening. The node initially at this location, because of this compression, this will be the new position. For element 1 alone, I am talking about. So here, if I resolve it along 30 degree, so the point 2 is displaced from position 2 to 2 prime. Okay, what is the value? Y direction, it has shifted 1.29 mm. I can use the geometrical property. 1.49 is the diagonal. This is the angle. Its projection I can find out. 1.49 cos theta, which will be minus 1.29. Why I am putting minus sign is the point is moving downwards. Okay, minus. So at the same time, here from this location, x is also here towards negative direction. Therefore, it is minus 0.74 mm. Okay, so because of force, magnitude of force 269 acting on element 1, this is the displacement. Likewise, I have to calculate ux and uy, I mean displacement in x and displacement in y, by considering element 3. Similarly, the same thing I have to calculate for element 4. So the node 2 is common for these two elements. So I can calculate ux and uy. You just sum it up together so that you will be knowing the displacement of node 2. So here this node 2, if you calculate all such values, it is supposed to be this value. So ux will be 3.08 mm, uy will be minus 3.5 mm. So this calculation has to be done in this way. Okay, this is beyond the scope of this course. However, I am just introducing how to calculate deflection. So majority of the others, they are using strain energy principles to calculate deflection. Okay, you just keep this as a point, because by using energy principle, strain energy, this is force, this is length, this is area of cross section, this is Young's modulus, 2, this is 2 AE. We can sum it together. By using this relationship also, we can find out the deflection. Okay, so now let us go to the ANSYS part. Here you have to create n number of key points. You just watch the green color fonts. One is 0, 0. I am referring, this is my first node. Its position is 0, 0. Second one, because this is in meter, this length is meter, this is equilateral triangle, mid of this will be half of this value. Okay, so if I write this one is mm, this is supposed to be 3600, half of this value will be this 1800, and this height is 3.11 meter, equivalent mm is this 3118. Okay, so I am writing, finding coordinates of each node points. This is 3600, 0, and fourth one is the same way. Here 3600, again I have to add 1800 or 1800 I have to add, so that I can find out the x coordinate value of node 4. So likewise, it has to be calculated, and I have to know the nodes, various nodes, position of the various nodes. Okay. Now the input value, I will be using mm and Young's modulus value in terms of Newton per mm squared, and this value is also I am giving mm square, cross sectional area. So another important thing is that the loading, if in this case the ANSYS, it will understand this one, fx, it can understand, fy, I mean downwards direction it can understand. So in this problem, everything is acting downwards direction. No force is upward or no force is horizontal. Supposing if I have a structure like this is the magnitude of the force making theta angle with the horizontal, how you can input it into the system? What you have to do is, this will be horizontal component. You have to resolve it. Horizontal component will be f cos theta, and vertical component is going to be f sin theta. By using this, there is an option. Horizontal force you can give, vertical force you can give. By using this, you have to give the load. But this problem, everything is vertical, therefore no need to doing this sort of. This is not required for this particular problem. If the load is making certain angle, you have to resolve it and you have to input to the ANSYS system. Next. Okay. The element what we are going to use in this analysis is link 180. Its geometry is given in this picture. Here I and j are the nodes. In between there is no node. Therefore here division is not required. This will be the starting node. This will be the ending node. This link element we are going to use for the analysis purpose. And this is sequence number. So in your system, if this is not working, you can skip this step. You can do this while you are coming to the institution during the next month. You can check this answer, whether how it works and all. So why I am showing is stress value, you have to give input like this. Finding out stress, Sx is referring to stress, and you have to write ls. Ls is load setup, comma 1 you have to put. If you put like this, you would be able to view the stress distribution. That is why I have shown this element table, sequence number. Okay, here ultimately we are going to plot displacement, nodal solution we are supposed to, I will supposed to show you, and reaction forces and maximum stress. All this value let us simulate in ANSYS. Now I am opening ANSYS. for a while. Discard. Please wait for a while. It is opening now. So it will take some time. Yes. So we can give name. This one is a trust problem. Therefore, TRUSS. Any name you can give. Run the program. Okay. Now, what is the first step? You have to click on preferences. Choose structural. Click OK. Now you have to choose the key points. Okay. Preprocessor. Click on preprocessor. Next, element type. Add, edit, delete. You have to click none defined. You can add the element, link element. Add. Choose link. So first one. Okay, this one you have to choose 180. Okay. Close. Now element is chosen. A real constant we are going to input now. Okay. Add, delete. Click add, delete. None defined. Okay, you have to add it. Click on add. Link 180. Okay. Click OK. Okay. Now cross section area which is given in the problem that should be inputted. What is the value? 3250 mm square. Cross section value we have inputted. Okay. Click OK. Okay. Next, material properties. Material models. Structural. Choose structural. Here linear, elastic, isotropic. Here you have to input Ex and Young's modulus. Young's modulus value as well you have to input. What is the value? It is 200. No, you have to give in terms of you have to give the value in terms of mm square, right? What is the value? 200 kilonewton per mm square. So here you have to give 200 into 10 power 3. 200 into 10 power 3 E3. Okay, Young's modulus value, Poisson ratio you can give 0.35 or you can leave as such. For this particular problem it is not required. Therefore I'm keeping it 0. Okay, exit. Next, check modeling. Create. We are creating the points, key points. Okay, and active CS. Name it. First one 0, 0. Apply. So the first one is done. Second one 800 and 3119. Apply. So likewise you have to give the coordinates of every point. Okay, every key point you have to give. Fourth point. Apply. And fifth one 200 0. Apply. And sixth one 9000 3118 I think. Okay. Apply. And the seventh one is 10800. Okay, now all key points generated now. Now click on lines, straight lines. You have to choose. Modeling part we are doing now. Element 1, okay, element 2. So the configuration we are constructing now. 4, 3. So any order you can connect, but the objective is you have to generate the model. Okay, this is done. This is done. Okay, next. Okay, click on OK. Plot controls. If you want to see, you can see the numbering scheme. What are all the numbering and all? Choose. Click on line number. Okay, click set it on now, and so it is it is you have to choose line numbers is switched on and node number is also switched on. Okay, now if you click on OK, so everything will be shown. So in which order we have chosen, the node number will be displayed. Okay, next. Okay, line number is showing now. If you choose the on which order you have generated, as per the order it will give the numbering scheme. Okay. Now meshing, click on mesh. Mesh tools, you have to choose line, set on line, pick all. Okay. This is 1. Number of element division is 1 because the element property is like that. So everything is meshed. Okay. Pick all. Mesh tool, mesh. So pick all means you can select everything and it is meshed. Okay. Done. Meshing is done. Okay. Next. Boundary condition. Boundary condition. Okay. So define loads, apply, structural, so choose on displacement, on key point. First point, everything has to be arrested. Click on OK. Okay, all degrees of freedom should be set 0. Right. Next, the key point number 7, we need to choose where the vertical movement arrested. Vertical movement alone arrested. The horizontal direction movement is permitted. Okay, so this is the boundary condition. It is given. Next, we have to apply the load. Apply the load. Force and moment. Click on force and moment on key points. Okay, choose the place where the load is acting. Okay, so here it is Fy, y direction. What is its magnitude? Minus 2. Minus 280. So 280, 1, 2, 3, 3 zeros must be there. Kilonewton because, okay, it is done. Next, choose on second point. Its magnitude is 210. Okay, so you have to, now I am applying the load on the key points as per the given configuration. Y direction, everything is acting so that it is applied 280. Okay, the last one 360 kilonewton. So here it is supposed to be. Okay, now loading part is over. Now loading part is over. What you need to do is next solve the problem. Current LS, current load setup, solution is done. Okay, good. Now let us see one by one. First one is a displacement. Okay, first one is a displacement. Nodal solutions. I'm going for nodal solutions. Plot results. Click on plot results. Contour plot, nodal solutions. Here, one dialog appearing where DOF solutions. You can write displacement vector sum. Displacement vector sum. Click OK. So it is giving you the displacement diagram. You can see it like this. Okay, the maximum displacement is 7.4 mm. We have inputted every value in mm, therefore this value is 7.4 mm. So the range, various links, if you can see, the maximum deflection is happening at the middle here along this region. Maximum stress is happening. You can find out here very less deflection, very less deflection. So along this line, approximately some 4 to 5 mm variation is there, deflection variation is there. You have to understand how the deflection varies. Okay, right. Next, this is one part is over. I have shown you how to generate, how to find out deflection. Okay, next. So list results, you have to go nodal solution again, degrees of freedom, DOF solution, displacement vector sum, click OK. Now it will give you the independent value. What is this? X direction, what is the displacement at node 2, X value, Y value, and sum of these two. Okay, so for every node, actually here 7 nodes are there. Every node, Ux and Uy is displayed and its summation is also given. Its summation is also given in this table. So you can find out the exact deflection value by seeing nodal solution. By listing the results at nodal solution, you can find out. Okay, next. Element table, because now I wanted to see stress. Define table, click add. Here by sequence number LS, by sequence number LS, put 1. It will give you the stress value. Okay, it is not showing, you have closed it. Okay. Next, plot element table LS1. Okay, it will show you the stress, maximum stress. We can find out here it is compression, this blue compression, the red is this value, negative is compression, positive is tension. Okay, so this is the maximum value. You can read it from here, 91.18 Newton per mm squared. Okay, Newton per mm square, right? So here it is also given. So here display, what is that? This value is also there. Displacement value is also, it shows. Okay, next. List element table LS1. Click OK. You can find out the load stress at every element. Stress at every element you can calculate. So in the manual calculation, hand calculation, what I have shown on my slide, I have shown it minus compression, this value. If you see, this will be the value I have shown you, 82.8 megapascal. Okay, along the element 1. Element 1 is stressed up to this level, 82.8. So you can see this value, 82.9. Exactly we can get. Okay, right. Next. Reaction. Next, I will show you reaction, how to find out reaction. Plot results and list results. Where it is? The element table. So it is somewhere. Reaction solution. List. Click on list results where reaction solution is there. You click on it. Okay. So one dialog box will appear where you can choose all structural force. Okay. Click on OK. It will show you that. The reaction forces, the value of reaction forces, it shows. If you find out node 1 and 7, node 1, 513, see here E value 6 is there, therefore 513 kilonewton, 513 kilonewton I can read. So the slide is also showing the same value. And F7 is 617 kilonewton. So here if you see, this is 617 kilonewton. Okay, this one 617 kilonewton, close to that. So reaction also you can read in this way. Okay, so that's it. So this problem has to be solved in this way. So in your examination, we may give you some different structure. It could be a simple one. Okay, next one you have to save it. Save DB. save DB if you do, so what are all the operations we have done, everything will be saved as a text file. Okay, right, it has been saved. Now you can open this PC. So where exactly you are saving this document, where you can find out the database, in which order we have done this problem, which is available. Trust. No. TXT file. You can quit it. So we can get a text file. What are all the operations and which order we have solved this problem, that will be stored automatically. This text file, everything is there. Okay, you can open it. If you copy everything, the order in which order we have solved this problem, that is saved at the background. Once we have done it rightly, the same code can be used to solve this problem. You can copy it, right click it, copy it, and you open this. You can open this, run the problem. So if you paste, automatically you can get the solution. Whatever we have done, everything is stored based on the database. The ANSYS will solve the problem. Okay, at the top, press enter. It will be done naturally. All the solutions will be done automatically. So if you are solving a very big problem, so every time you need not think of meshing or model generation, etc. The text file, everything will be stored. Wherever changes you want to make, where at that line you can make the change and you can run the program so that you can get a solution on any computer. Understand? Okay, this is an additional point. With this, I'm stopping today's class. Thank you for attending the class. Thank you very much.